of moving forward as a nation, looking at the way things are conducted, in the way development can be able to take place in that order. So development itself is just the process of developing, of being developed, meaning we have to be capable of governing ourselves as Zambians. We have to be able to run things smoothly within the country. So at the moment, once again, when you look at how things are, the whole thing of development here, it is not in place.
Okay.
So let me end there.
Mr. Kapili, what is your definition of development?
My definition of development from where I stand, I think I would define development as the Patriotic Front and His Excellency Edgar Chagwa Lungu. Why do I say so? This is because, as my colleague earlier mentioned, to say development is a process of developing something. Yes, development is a process of growth, creating new ideas and progress. And these are the key factors that the PF actually, under His Excellency Edgar Chagwa Lungu, these are the things that we have done. So hence growth, as he said, is actually developing something in the process of growth, creating new job and progress. And I would also define it as the Patriotic Front today.
So are we, the youths, participating very well in this development of our country?
Yes, the youth play a vital role. And the government today has actually engaged the youth so much in development of this country. The empowerment programs, number one. Number two, we can go to the greatest empowerment, by the way, is education. And the government today, since we entered into power in 2011, we have actually done so much on education. So the greatest empowerment actually is education, and we have focused it on the youths. So the youths, we are engaging the youths full-time in this development and moving forward.
Mr. Simukoko.
Okay, first, before we move on, allow me first to disagree with certain points which my colleague has brought here. Education doesn't only mean formal education. Education means you can learn plumbing, you can learn other things, let it be in business. There is no point of trying to justify education here when we have got people in companies requesting for people or the youths saying you need to have 5 years experience, we need to hold driving license. Now, where are they going to get that experience if you are talking about education here? Not only that, when you talk about the youth support empowerment programs, of course they have been claiming that the empowerment programs have been there. But the biggest question is, when did this process begin? We are going to agree that this process began before even the PF came to power. But of course, I'm not trying to sideline myself to the PF. But we are going also to agree that which millionaire can my brother here point at which the youth empowerment program was brought up? It's automatically nothing. When I interact with the people who are on the ground, they are always telling me to say, no, we have written nice proposals, we have done this, but there's been no any response from the Ministry of Youth and Sports. Why? It's because we don't know. So I doubt the people which my brother is talking about that they have been empowered as I'm talking today. Because when you go in these streets, there is nobody there who is going to say, I've received these funds and then I've done this. And then I'm not going to be wrong, therefore, to say he's only talking about those people which he knows that they are together with in the PF. Of course, the PF leaders have developed in that order. So we are not talking about development in the political party. No, we are talking about political development in a nation like Zambia. Not development in the PF only. No, I'm coming from Democratic Party. But these empowerment funds, as I'm talking today, if you don't promise them a vote, if you don't promise them to say, no, this is what I'm going to do for you as a party, as in terms of the PF, it will be, of course, nothing. People from or youth from different political parties have not been accessing these funds. That simply means if you are not in the PF, development is the thing of the paper. And then, coming to the issue of development, if the PF government knows the meaning of development, we would have been seeing things like industries. We would have been seeing jobs being created. The jobs my brother which is talking about, I don't know them because the people in Zambia are facing challenges of employment. As I'm talking today, some of the people in streets are surviving on selling of face masks. So I doubt what kind of jobs are those. Maybe they can be that just faction.
Okay. Actually, I like the way my brother has come out so confident and so bold. But you will agree with me that he's speaking from a point of ignorance. There is no much research because as I'm talking to you right now, in Western Province alone, there's a project called the Kasho Project. The president himself has empowered their 30,000 women and 30,000 youths on the Cashew project alone. The government is providing them with seed, the government is providing them with market, the government is providing them with also security and even the knowledge of how to go about this. My brother is speaking at the point of ignorance. I beg to differ, because if you just walk outside, just this Nangwenya road, I actually came on foot. I walked all the way. This road is very beautiful. And when this road was being made, you will agree with me that you saw youths that were there, that were helping to build. Those are jobs that those people were given. Number two, on the issue of empowerment, I want to pose a question to my brother. Has he actually formed a cooperative, or is he part of any cooperative? Has he actually tried to actually go forward and make a cooperative and go ask for these funds? Has he written a proposal? Where is his proof? You know, basically what I would want to say is, being in the opposition, yes, it is. But you know, where credit where credit is due, please let's give credit where it's due. And where you're supposed to say, okay, big ups to this, let's do it. Since these empowerment funds came, believe me, you have not seen any opposition leader go on his Facebook page or call his people to say, you know what, you people should actually venture, write a proposal, because there are these things, write a proposal to this and this and this. What I'm seeing is different. Either they're posting memes, they're posting jokes, or they're talking about corruption. You know, it is about time. You know, if your political party, if things like that are concerning national interest, let us actually work together for the benefit of us. Because if you and your cooperative today, you write your proposal, mind you, today, right now, there are 13 cooperatives that are mining gold as I am talking to you. So I don't know where you're getting your information from, how informed you are. But you can go to ECC. Since 2011, the government has actually been targeting youths and women and has been disbursing money through different ministries and money agencies. For example, the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, the agriculture, the aquaculture loans. Number two, they are non-collateral based loans. Ministry of Lands, wapasa ma youth land. You as a youth, you can go to Ministry of Lands and say nifuna land yaso and give them a proposal. Wazakupasa land. Ukakangiwa ubwerere atawe kapiri ananama. Uja deputy media wa student youth league wa PF ananama. You should go and do that. You know,
not to cut you short. Maybe also we can talk about empowerment programs. How available is information out there? So probably that's where the challenge is. Not everybody has information.
Okay. You know, that's why I mentioned to state, you know, if it's something concerning national interest, let us work together. We've got great opposition leaders who have got the power to harness, you know.
And don't you think now, as we are approaching the general elections, the 2021 general elections, that's when these empowerment programs have, you know, suddenly picked up the pace. So it's more of it's happening now because we're almost at the verge of an election.
I beg to disagree. These, as he mentioned, were there before we came in.
Exactly.
When we came into power in 2011, we made sure that these things should actually be there. We have even done more than any government. Takwaba, ero takwakabe.
Is there any millionaire we can mention who has come out of this empowerment fund?
Okay, gentlemen.
A millionaire, any millionaire amongst the youth empowerment fund, you can point that to say that person has made it because of the empowerment fund in Zambia as of now.
Okay.
None.
No.
Maybe we move forward.
Let me answer you. Let me answer you. Are you aware? Firstly, I want to ask you. I want to pose a question to you. Are you aware about these cooperatives and the funds that the government are giving? Are you aware?
Those
funds, no. Wait.
I want to come in when you ask.
I want to drive you to somewhere so that I can answer your question. Maybe you answer your question by yourself. That's why I'm asking you these questions. Are you aware of
if
these
you are
programs?
not affiliated to the PF, then you are not entitled to the resources.
Have you tried to make a cooperative? And
I know.
I'm here to tell you, go and sign and write, make a cooperative. Then when you reach and you fail to get the loans, that's why I've said, you come back and say, Ujakapidi anani nama.
No, I'll answer you when it's my turn.
Okay, so let's move forward. What are the indicators, since we've been talking about empowerment, what are the indicators that you think are happening, or the indicators of development that you can see? And what are you saying, are we developing as a country?
Okay, just to
Apart
answer
from roads and
just to answer
redeveloping
that
the
question,
country.
just to answer that question, when you talk about what my brother is talking about here, he's saying I'm speaking from the point of being uninformed. The things that I'm saying here are the things which the people in public are facing. The issues that I'm saying here are the issues that are pertaining on the ground. He is not going to argue with me that unemployment rate has gone high in the PF government, yet he's claiming that PF government has been creating jobs. He is not going to argue with me to say, amongst the promises they made in the PF, among them was more money in the people's pockets. Are the people in the streets having money in their pockets? The answer is no. Not only that, amongst the promises they made was lower taxes. Are the people paying low taxes? The answer is no. Amongst the things that you have asked me is, what are the indicators of development? If development is taking place, we wouldn't see the government borrowing to pay debt. This simply means when you have got a debt, or if you have borrowed at your neighbor a 50 kwacha, and then you say, oh, tomorrow I have to pay my neighbor. You go to the working place and say, I need a 50 kwacha. The same 50 kwacha you're going to give your neighbor that have solved the problem. This is what the PF government has done. They are going to spend 46 billion kwacha on debt servicing. Yet, to finance this budget which came up, they are going to borrow an extra 51.6 billion. What does that mean? It means they are borrowing to do what? They are borrowing to finance the debt which has been going on. That simply means we don't have development. There is no way we can say that we have got development when real GDP is at negative 4.6%. Okay. There is no way we can say there is development when we don't even have any industry in Zambia which is absorbing the youth as I'm speaking. But we in the Democratic Party, we have made it very, very clear to the people of Zambia to say the only way you can reduce the issue of unemployment rate in this country is by making industries.
I'll have to cut you. We have a call. You're through to Our Perspective. Give us your name and where you're calling from. You're through to Our Perspective. You're through to Our Perspective. Sorry? Give us your name and where you're calling us from. Yes, please.
Yeah, I want to comment.
You can go ahead. You can go ahead. We can hear you.
Balepera ba mu PF.
Ni mwa bana nishina. Munetu mina kuisa. Ba Patrick. From where? Mwinilunga. Okay, so you also haven't heard of the empowerment that's the empowerment funds that are available. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you, Patrick. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Patrick. You can still give us those calls. The number is 0978594682. You can send the messages, and also we are live on Facebook at Ask Movie TV. That's why you can send those advance messages as well. So, gentlemen, we are looking at indicators of development.
Okay, I think I didn't finish what I was saying. What I am saying is, when the PF government wants us to believe that there is development, then they have to show us how many people they have employed. Because as I'm speaking today, if you are not affiliated, if you are not a PF cadre, even my colleague on the phone call has just agreed with me to say, of course they are claiming that they are this empowerment fund. If you are not in PF, then there is nothing that you can be able to get. Not only that, they are claiming to say, no, they are empowering marketeers, they are doing this. But when you go in those streets, all we are seeing is, for you to be safe, you have to see yourself having a flag for the PF. Go in city market, you're going to see those flags or those standing materials of theirs flying all over as if it's a Zambian flag. Meaning, if you don't have that, you are not secured. Not only that, when they say we have given this person this kind of money, you are going to believe that cadres in the morning, they'll be collecting money from them. In the afternoon, they'll be doing the same. In the evening, they'll be doing the same. On the other hand, also, you are going to believe that councils, they are supposed to go in and collect what they are calling tax from them. Or in short, I don't know what they pay if it's levy. So you are going to believe that there is no employment anywhere. The employment which my brother is talking about here is the employment within the PF government. We are not talking about employment, empowerment in the political party. No. We are talking about empowerment in a nation. How can you claim that we are empowering people here, yet people in Amshakende, people in Copperbelt, people in Chingola, as I'm speaking, they are not aware about all these things. People or school leavers, they have written nice proposals. Now, the question we are going to ask is, why are those people not recommended or not accepted, why are the PF government not accepting their proposals? It's because they don't belong to the PF. So, my brother here talking about, there is empowerment, there is this, there is indication of development here. There is nothing you can point at. When you look at the way this country was during the era of Kaunda, you're going to discover that it was well than the way it is today.
We have a call. You are through to Our Perspective. Give us your name and where you're calling us from.
This is Chimunya from Lusaka.
Please go ahead with your question or contribution.
If you build a house and it's a nice house, you don't call people and start showing them this is a nice house. Because people will see. But you don't tell, come and see my development. They will see. That man is not telling the truth. I want you to tell the truth.
Okay.
One, I know of one boy who is the chairman of a cooperative. The question he was asked, are you PF? Then he said, I'm a voter. No, that's your PF. Then he said, I'm PF. They were promised 10,000 kwacha, and they are 10. But some 3 or 4 months ago, up to today, they haven't been PF. I think we can see on what we are doing. We don't tell us we have built a road. We should see it. The Kabambek road is talking about Nangwenya. It has potholes. When was it built? Not long ago. So you are there. We use these roads every day. So they show the jobs they are doing. They should not sit there and tell us we have developed. What development are you talking about? You talk about Mongo. That is Kashu. Is Mongo Western Province, Zambia? What have you done in other provinces? Tell us, so that we are able to see that you have developed in these provinces. You talk about roads. Lusaka, go outside the outskirts. Are there roads? This road, which is the Makeni, East Park, the design, I saw it, it's supposed to be running on top up to Teston, running on top up to Kabangwe, running on top up to Mongo. But they put humps, and this is development. Let us be sincere. We are not children. And the way these friends are talking, as if they are talking to guardians, they have no respect. You should respect the people who put you in the power. You have no respect. Respect is number one. And that's why we are getting this reaction. Because you demean the Zambian people. You can't say 2 million is pocket money. What are you talking about? 2 million is not pocket money. Some people get terminal benefits after 40 years of working, 2 million. But you people are telling us 2 million is pocket money. Please respect Zambians. They put you in the office and you must respect them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chimunya. Keep watching.
Can I just respond to Mr. Patrick and Mr. Chimunya before we proceed, because they raised a few things that are quite essential. So I would pose to Mr. Patrick, who was our first caller. I would love to re-echo, if you're still watching, Mr. Patrick. Thank you for your call. We value your association, but Ministry of, since 2011, since we entered into power, since the Patriotic Front entered into power, let's be informed, let us read, let's just not hear. The Ministry of Commerce and Industry are giving aquaculture loans, their industrial yards, and collateral-based loans, startup capital. Ku Ministry of Commerce and Industry, then ku Ministry of Lands. Ku Ministry of Lands, they're giving land to the youths. Ku Ministry of Livestock, they're dispatching goats, village chickens, vapasa cooperative, them women and men. Youth and sports, the biggest multi-purpose empowerment. There's transport, education, mining, name it. Mining, there's the mining of gold itself. As I'm talking to you, there are 13 cooperatives mining gold. So, and other more. So what I would advise is that when you hear these things, don't be quick to respond. Let us research and let us be informed as we speak. Okay. Then to Mr. Nchimunya, it is not only for those that are PF. It is for the Zambian citizens. Because at the end of the day, also us PF, we are Zambians. We've only got one Zambia. And we are developing this country. So we can't develop it alone as PF. No, we need to work together. So these cooperatives that the youth and the women should form, or that they are forming, is not only for PF.
So, Mr. Nchimunya had echoed that they were given someone who had the cooperative were promised a 10,000, and there are 10 people in that cooperative, meaning they will get a 1,000 each. Can you add more light or shed more light on? Okay,
firstly, let me define a cooperative. A cooperative is an autonomous association of persons united voluntarily to meet their economic, social needs, and what they form is a joint-owned enterprise. So it's more like a company. So if you and I and my fellow NDC brother and other 8 people come here, we sit together, we form a cooperative, we make a business plan. We say we want to maybe start rearing chickens. Okay, so we get that 10,000. How much is feed? Feed will cost us maybe two pin. How much is this? When we do that, we start to raise those chickens. Then, as we start to raise those chickens, we start to multiply as they come. It is not that you get a 1 quarter and you go home. This is your company. This is a company that you register. That is owned by these people who have come together. So it's not about you going back with one. That's just capital to start. And there are different amounts. You can write a proposal for different amounts. So the first step one should make is number one, you register that cooperative. Number 2, you either go to Ministry of Lands or Mines, you go see what is there. You choose for yourself. I want this. So if you want to do aquaculture, you choose. They will give you if it's do you call them finger?
Not to speak on behalf of the callers, please callers, if you can. Our viewers, make sure you call, and if you have received this or if you've formed the cooperative, please give us a call so that we have both sides of the story.
So I'm employing even my brother here when we move out, because
I think the main question
from his speech he has not even tried.
Let me
so hence something. I feel he's speaking from an informed point of view.
From what you have said, from what you have said. Why is it that if you are claiming that you are creating all that and you have done best, why is it that unemployment rate in the MMD was less than the way it is in PF?
I would want to respond to that and to tell you, firstly, number 1, development is a process. Zambia was not born in 2011 when we entered into power, no. And you agree with me that the population is going high. It's not the same. It's not constant. Number 2, there are certain things that we did, because they're talking of job employment. Today, as I'm talking to you, when we went into power, there were only 4 colleges. There were only 4 universities. Now we have 8 universities. We have universities that we have actually made, that have grown now, which were colleges, now they're universities, plus some we've built from the scratch. All those, those are jobs. When you look at hospitals, have you gone to UTH of late? Do you know that there's a cancer hospital there?
Yes, and
do you know that there's a children's wing there? Okay. That means there's more employment, more money in our pockets, more jobs. You can't tell me that There are no people in those buildings, and they're just buildings. You can't tell me that. All the colleges, there are no lecturers, there are no people teaching. You can't tell me that. Or maybe is that what you're trying to insinuate? We walk to Levy there and see there are no nurses. We walk to universities, we see there are no lecturers. No.
Please hold
Let
that
us
thought.
speak from an informed point of view.
Mr. Kapili, hold that thought. And you're through to Our Perspective. Give us your name and where you're calling from, and also your contribution.
This is David from Polakoso.
Davis,
Yes, from Polakoso.
go ahead with your comment or contribution.
Okay, I just want to ask my PF member
Mm-hmm.
to explain to us when this empowerment will start. Because I'm a teacher and I've never heard of recruitment.
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Okay, yes, you can go ahead.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so Mr. Davis from Porocosta says he's a teacher and he's never had, he's still not yet, he hasn't been recruited. So he's saying he's never heard of any of this, so he needs an explanation.
He's not head of
In this empowerment and is a teacher
Empowerment.
and he's still not employed. So we have so
Okay.
many other issues.
So since he has not heard about it, he's not heard about it. I've spoken about it, and I implore you, Mr. Davis, please register a cooperative and go to either Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Ministry of Lands, Livestock, Youth and Sport, or Mines. Then if things fail, you can come back and say, I didn't hear and I was told, and I went and it didn't happen. So please, first step, let us register cooperatives so that we can all benefit. More money, it will be more money in your pockets, more money in my pocket.
I think for him it was the issue of he's a teacher, a qualified teacher, and is not yet in employment. But anyway, because we're not really going to dwell much on that, who is responsible for development? I'll start with Mr. Lazarus.
Development is supposed to be undertaken by almost everyone, but the government has to make sure that the environment is conducive. Now, before I proceed, allow me to say this. Employment which my brother is talking about, of course I agree with Mr. Davis here who has just called, because he has never heard about them because it's not in PF. The people in PF are the ones who are applying for these things. That is why even the area caller said, we went there as a group. The question that the person was asked was, are you PF? He said, no, I'm a voter. He proceeded to say, are you PF? Until they said yes, and that is when they were given. That simply means if you are not affiliated to the PF government, then you cannot see all these things which my brother is talking about. Nevertheless, allow me to proceed. When I talk about, he has talked of the schools, which he has said we have. There is Manawasa there is this. But the question is, I have visited these hospitals, and what I have seen in these hospitals are lack of medicines. We have been seeing expired medicines being disputed in these hospitals, whereby the government is even responsible. The sectors that you are not supposed to be playing with are sectors like health, because development cannot be able to be enhanced if you don't have good health. Therefore, my brother talking about me visiting those places, I've visited them because I go there to investigate what is going on. As I'm speaking today, I was just interacting with a certain lady who lives in PHI. He said, if you are going for a scanning, they are saying there is no fund, you have to pay 70 kwacha at Mwanawasa there. If you are lying, if you are arguing with me, tomorrow is a day. We can go together there. Let us pretend, put on a mask. We go and say we are looking for scanning. We see if they are not going to request for that 70 kwacha.
Okay.
Allow me to proceed once again.
Okay, I'll cut you a bit. You proceed after the call. You are through to Our Perspective. Give us your name and where you're calling us from.
This is Naripapa calling from Kabwe.
Sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Well, Naripapa calling from Kabwe.
Naripapa.
Yes, please.
Please go ahead with your question, comment, or contribution.
I am aware that the empowerment for youth is existing and it is there.
Mm-hmm.
The question is that, brother, can he avail us a form and tell us the conditions under which one is able to pass that empowerment when you apply for the form that I've seen, especially for Agua, is very complicated and things that are required there. Many of the youth cannot meet the conditions that are there. That is the complication that we are talking about under this empowerment program for the youth.
Mr.
Number two, that the brothers should be reminded that he took the youth early this year to go and protest in the bush. That's what we have seen a lot of this empowerment being talked about now. The need to respond these issues, especially on the form that people are asking to apply, the things that are asking there on the form that must be made before one qualifies to get that empowerment fund. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Naipapa. Okay, so Mr. Naipapa from Kabwe says the form is quite complicated, especially on aquaculture.
Okay, let me first proceed before it comes in.
So
when you talk about these things like the people are supposed to be involved in development, my brother here is correct. He's saying there has been youth empowerment or there is empowerment. But the question is, what are the conditions? And I will not be wrong to mention that amongst the conditions, you are supposed to be a PF member. Thereafter, allow me to continue by saying, if these things were very much effective, we wouldn't have been seeing people sleeping in the streets. We wouldn't have been seeing people crying for employment as I'm talking today. So when you talk about people who are supposed to participate or to be involved in development, you are going to believe that even if you can do whatsoever you can, as I'm speaking today, inflation rate is at 16%. Whenever you see this, any person or any youth who is going to be out there trying to bring about employment, development, it will be very much hard for that person. Why? Because the economical challenges that the people of Zambia are facing as of now, they have not faced this before. We are facing the first recession since 1998. When you talk about this, MMD was in power from 2001 to 2010. You are going to believe that there was no recession. And my brother is coming here and saying, we have done better as PF. Which betterment is he talking about when we have experienced the first recession as I'm talking today? Before the PF came into power, the dollar kwacha rate was somewhere at 7 kwacha, 5 kwacha there. But today as I'm speaking, it's at 20 kwacha. And they are coming here and blaming COVID-19 as the cause of all this. Let us not lie for this fact. When before COVID-19 had to hit Zambia, the kwacha to dollar was trading at 16 kwacha. That simply means it was moved from that position. Not only that, when you talk about how we can be able to look at these developmental issues which my brother is talking about, he claimed to say, when you look at this road and the people who are employed there are youths. We are not talking about casual work here. We are talking about employment where the people can be paid monthly. The work he has been talking to me here, I'm not going to tell him that the road that is mentioning, is he aware that people who are working there have become unemployed because the work itself completed? We are not talking about casual work where today you go, you work, tomorrow you go, you find there is no work. We are talking about proper employment. The employment that the Democratic Party will bring in when it comes into power in 2021. When we will create industries per province, which will be able to absorb these youths. When we create things like, when we create industries which will be processing things, later on those things will be sent or exported. And then from there, we are going to have the dollar kwacha rate to reduce. Not only that, we are going to believe that the money which the PF are going to use to service the debt, which is $46 billion, that money, if it was used to create an industry in Zambia or FM, you are going to believe that a lot of people would have been employed. Not only that, illegal transportation of Mukula tree has been the order of the day. Not only that, corruption has been the order of the day. Law, as I'm speaking today, if you are not in PF, then you are not a friend to the police. Even the PF today, the police today, as I'm talking, they are not facing their peace. They don't have that peace because there is no way a political party can be able to trust a cadre than a police officer. It is not long ago when a certain cadre just had to mention to say that cadre, from my own observation, the police officers were only trying to check if that person has paid for road tax, if that person has paid for fitness. Later on, that person just shouted saying, "Honorable, we are that vakateka tabakapiti." Now, what kind of a nation is that? When a person is believing a card, what did we see? We never even saw a person or a big person in PF or a big official coming and condemning that act. What did we see? Before even 24 hours, that police officer was transferred. If that police officer meant well, why is it that he was transferred? Because they knew that this person is not going to be in a good position with the PF. They knew, that person knew that these cadres, no matter what happens, if the police officers are operating in the roads, you are going to observe that they are not going to be free. If they only see ECA on the screen of the vehicle, well, automatically they are going to back off so that that cadre can be passed out in the country, Zambia for specifically, where we end independence in 1964. These are jokes. We have to be very much serious about this.
Okay.
These are the issues that are pertaining on the ground.
Allow me to come in.
I would like you maybe to answer my question. Who should be responsible for delivering development?
Okay, I would love to start in saying, you know, motivation covers a lot of ground, but it does not cultivate any land. I love the way my brother has spoken so much of things that he has heard of and things that he has not really, he has not experienced them. These are things that he has heard. I can simply call that propaganda, because from where I'm standing, it's a different perspective. Because why I say so, he talked of no jobs, and I talked about the new hospital. He jumped from no jobs because he knows the hospital can't run without clinicians, without paramedics. He jumped and went to the issue of medicines. Now, on the issue of medicines, that one, we all know that there's shortage of medicines. And this has only been of one thing. When we entered into power, there was only one storage place. For what? For medicines. So, as I said earlier, development is a process. The Zambia was not born when we entered into power. No. So as we are developing the country, there's a way in which things should be done. So we have got a blueprint on how things must be done. If he does his research today, we are building more storages for what's this? We're building more storages for medicines. Hence, there will be medicines in these hospitals. I want to also go to the issue of schools. You know, he touched the issue of education. When we entered into power in 2011, we saw that it was so theoretical. Someone will go to school and they would go to school and graduate with papers.
Without employment.
A schooling, not education. So people would graduate from school with a schooling but without education. What I mean, education is a change of mind. It reminds you of the words of John F. Kennedy that would tell you to say, ask not what my country can do for me, but ask yourself, what can I do for my country? So it changes your state of mind. That is what the Patriotic Front today is trying to do. Actually, on education alone, when the PF entered into power, school fees school was 1,500. Today, it is actually 150. Ngati mwana fanalipile ma school fees, you can't chase that person from school. Why? Because we have prioritized school.
Okay. Not to cut you short, we have a call. You're through to Our Perspective. Give us your name and where you're calling us from.
I'm Dr. Nkua.
Dr. Nkua.
I'm Dr. Nkua.
Please go ahead with your comment or contribution, Doctor.
Dr. Nkua, I'm calling from Senanga.
Yes, sir. You can go ahead, Doc.
I have a comment concerning the contribution of this youth for care. It says development is all over. I'm sorry for that, because in Senanga, there
Yes,
were
sir.
15 kilometers straight which were commissioned by the Vice President. But up to now, nothing has been done. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doctor. So our Dr. Nkua from Senanga says 15 kilometers of a road was commissioned in Senanga, and the road hasn't yet been built.
Can I comment quickly to that?
Please.
He spoke of development. So I'll quickly respond and echo the words I mentioned to say development is a process. Okay? Things just can't be done by many apple. In the space of 8 years, the years that we have been, the tenure that we have been, we have done quite a lot. We have done, and we are still doing. He spoke of development just in Mongo, in Mongo. There is good development of empowerment of youths, my youth, nama women. Very soon, it will extend to what? It will extend to Senanga. And to add up, I'll be in Western Province. I think on Monday I'll be in Mongo on Monday. Then on Tuesday, Wednesday I'll be in Senanga, and we'll discuss on some of these issues and see whereabouts and give people the information, re-echo back the words to say these empowerment schemes are there and edge the youths of Zambia to actually make cooperatives and actually get this fund so that there should be more money in their pockets. Because if we all have more money in our pockets, if we're all producing, trust me, we'll be on a different position today as a country.
Okay. So moving forward, we spoke of education. So education is a key component in development. So do you think government is doing enough to offer quality education, Mr. Lazarus?
Education doesn't only mean formal education. There's also informal education, where people are supposed to be trained. As I'm talking today, when you are when you are looking for employment in any company, they're going to say, where is your experience? And then my brother here mentioned of schools. Allow me to be categorical there. He mentioned the schools. What is so important about having schools this side? Later on, they're asking for more experience when the course we are doing itself is enough experience for you to start working. That simply means this government is talking about education. We have built this, we have built. How many times have the lecturers at UNZA complained of late receiving of salaries? As I'm speaking today, if you can go there and assess very well, you are going to believe that some lecturers have not received funds as I'm talking today. How many teachers are paid on time?
Sorry, Mr. Sinkoko. You are through to our perspective. Give us your name and where you're calling us from.
I'm coming back, Nalipapa. My question was not answered, madam.
Okay, Mr. Nalipapa.
Can we have there as a formal, you still things that are required for someone to meet those empowerment? That man, can we have there as two forms? You read out and see why people are having a challenge in applying for those funds and failing to acquire them.
Okay.
Let me produce two forms for land and aqua.
Okay.
Let's read out what is there. Let you debate it. There's an informed people.
Okay, we'll get back to
there are
that.
forms that are supposed to show them how complicated they are. Let him answer that question. Not just talking.
Okay, so thank you so much for your contribution. You can still call us. The number is 0978594682.
Thank you
Dominic,
so much, Mr. Can I respond to Mr.
empowerment,
Nalipapa?
the conditions and the forms about over aquaculture,
Okay, thank you so
and
much.
where can they get them?
So, thank you so much, Mr. Nalipapa, and it's good to know that you're following our program. I would re-echo and speak and say again. He talked of aquaculture, Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Jekoenda. He said the form was complicated. I believe that if you saw the form was being very complicated, I don't have the form right now. But if he saw the form was very complicated, there's no problem with asking to say, apa, chizungu chichanipita. How do I do this, or how is it like this? Because this is not a joke. This is forming a company. Okay? So we should understand that the education system was go to school, get good grades, get a good job and go and be a manager. Not that to go and form a company. This is a company. It's just owned by different personnel. So I understand what he's saying and the point where he's coming from. But it's not bad to ask and say, I don't understand this point. How do I go about this? And the person will be explained to. Unless he says, I went, I asked, and I was not explained to because I was not PF. Then
the question here
the question is
Gentlemen.
those conditions or requirements. That is the question.
Okay, we have you are through to our perspective. Give us your name and where you're calling us from.
Yes, madam. You're saying I'm following the program. We are not ignorant. It's not the English that we are talking about there. We are talking about the things that are being asked for in the form. most of the youth cannot meet them. I'm not talking about understanding the English, no. That's why I said, can you produce a form? You see it for yourself that that's agree. The things that are being asked before they are in the form.
Mr. Nalipapa, can you mention the things that the youth cannot? Can you kindly mention the things that the youth cannot reach, that others have actually reached?
To access that, that's what I'm talking about.
Mr. Nalipapa.
English, how can you say I don't know English?
Mr. Nalipapa, before you go, Mr. Nalipapa, can you just run through what was in the form that you collected so that someone can...
He's saying that form demand, when he comes to such a program, you should have come with 1 or 2, 3 forms so that he reaches them out to the public to understand them. That's talking about empowerment. I've seen that, for example, Agua, they will tell you that you must have already made those funds. Now, to make funds, you must have capital, start up for capital. So how do you get funds when you don't have the capital to start? And then there are other things there which are very, very difficult to meet. That's what I'm talking about. The conditions which are required to be met by the applicant are very complicated. Not about understanding more, but to meet those conditions.
Thank you so much, Mr.
So
Nalipapa.
next time, let him come with those forms, especially for land. You see what is written there for someone to be able to acquire land and what is required of that person. Then you will be discussing properly.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nalipapa, for your contribution.
Thank you.
Good day. So Mr. Nalipapa is saying it's the conditions that are laid down in these forms. You need to have a pond, you need to have all these prerequisites before you are given.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Nalipapa, for that contribution. And next time I'll surely come with 2 or 3 forms. But I also announced, said, which I'll actually echo to say, you can also go apply for a loan for start-up capital if you don't have the money, or if you can't make those loans. So basically, I feel that people are still not yet informed about this, because there are different types of loans that you can go get. Just Ministry of Commerce and Industry, aquaculture loans kwa men, industrial yards kwa men, and collateral based loans kwa men, startup capital loans ni kwa men. So if you don't have capital for something, you can go for the other thing. So all these things are there. We understand. It's not that these things just came. No, there was an assessment that was made. Then these things were brought out. That's why there are loans. The culture has got its conditions. There's also startup capital. You don't need to have capital to go ask for startup capital. It's startup capital clear.
Okay.
Okay, I think I didn't finish
you can conclude on that.
I think I have to make it clear to say the public, which is watching us, are more intelligent than us. Therefore, these people, why they have not been going for startup capitals, they do what, they access all those loans. The main reason is, even if they get that, they go and start that business in streets, they go and start that business in markets. They are afraid of cadres of the PF going there and collecting those funds, which they always do. As I'm speaking today, people in bus stations, my brother is going to be aware that when you go to town today, you have also been to town there. You are going to agree that flags of the PF are all over the markets. Why are the flags there? Why are they there? When other political parties, if they do that, they need to be described as, I don't know, in form of political violence or intimidation.
Have you been to Southern Province?
It is intimidation which I'm talking about. Whether you mention Southern Province here or not, we are talking about Zambia. So we are not talking about the people of Southern Province. We are not talking about the people of Lusaka. It is the example we are giving here. So now, people in these streets have been putting up these flags of the PF. What are they doing there? It's to intimidate the opposition. Why is it like this? When the PF government have been holding rallies there, they have been doing that. Development doesn't only come by the things you see, because you can, whatsoever you see is what somebody had thought of. Therefore, what you are seeing to the public is what somebody was thinking of. And you are going to believe me with this. Without a peace of mind, there cannot be development. The PF government are not peaceful, because peace itself doesn't only mean lack of political violence. We know what violence can bring. It can bring distortion of the already constructed buildings, of which I'm only mentioning them because they have not done so. Not only that, when there is violence, you are going to believe that nothing will move well. If PF meant well, they are not supposed to be advertising what they are doing because we can be able to see what they are not doing. You are going to believe me that Honorable Bowman Lusambo was in Copperbelt or Dineladi. Just previously, that was yesterday, the youth from the NDC and UPND, I'm coming from Democratic Party, but any view which concerns the opposition is also my view. What happened? They were stopped. They were denied a permission to go and protest. Not only that, we saw people demonstrating protests. They were taking the issue of inquiry at the State House there. They were given a go-ahead. Why is it that only those in PF are the ones which have been favored? It's because their leadership, they are promised of something. The things that my brother is talking about here is that they have managed to put up this long process, or I'm to say red tape, so that they can be able to do it, to offer kickbacks there, which is corruption, of which we know it has been going on there. Honorable Chitaruchi Rufia was amongst the people who were spotted out to say they are corrupt.
Okay. You're through to Our Perspective. Give us your name and where you're calling us from.
My name is Nkandra Moses and I'm calling from Lusaka.
Mr. Moses, please go ahead with your contribution, comment, or question.
Sure thing. Real quick, I must applaud the two young gentlemen there on the set. It's encouraging to know that the youth that actually have taken an interest in the affairs of this nation. Howbeit, perspectives are very different. I sit here and I look at Mr. Simukoko and the other gentleman from PF, and it looks like they live in two very different worlds. I tell you, the gentleman that is from Mr. Simukoko, he's bringing out issues, very cardinal issues. What is development in the absence of a level playing field? What is development in the absence of access to capital? What is development in the absence of good governance? These are the issues that this man is bringing out. And I must commend Mr. Simukoko from the Democratic Party, and I say he's a young man with a very bright future. He's a young man who questions power, and this is the way it's supposed to be. You need to have young men in the nation who would come to power, in front of power, and say, why are you doing this? Why should it be like this? And I must commend him. On the other hand, the other gentleman from the PS, I think he has a lot to learn. Let him be very truthful to himself. Even as he speaks there, he's even holding, even as a, I don't know whether you call it something on his pocket there to symbolize that it's PF and everything, but it just brings a very bad picture out there. He needs to come to reality. That is my very simple contribution. The youth need to stand up. The youth need to be alive and enlightened. Congratulations to both of you gentlemen. But I expect more from the man from PF. Thank you.
Okay. So that was Moses from Lusaka. Thank you so much for your contribution. Well, in the dying minutes of the show, so both Dominic and Lazarus, I would like you to echo your last words also before we go.
Okay. When we talk about what my brother said, I would want to thank him also. You know, when we talk about things of the nation, we are not talking about a political party here. We have to be very much serious. We are not talking about, when you look at how the people are suffering in the streets there, you are going to agree with me that what we need currently is not promising. The PF government is promising here. They are saying, no, we have been doing this, we are going to do this. Meaning, it's saying that the work is being done in Mongu. It will proceed to Senanga. But the question is, they are in power. Why should they be promising the people of Senanga to say, no, we are coming to Senanga to do this? No. That is the job of the opposition. We have told the public, the PF government has messed up this country. For the first time in the history of Zambia, we borrowed before, and we are borrowing to pay the borrowings that we had previously. The budget that was released, for the sake of the public to know, the total budget is 119.6 billion kwacha. And the money that they are going to spend on debt servicing is 46 billion kwacha. The money that they are supposed to borrow, and extra money apart from the borrowings that they have made, will be 51.6 billion kwacha. That simply means the 46 billion kwacha that they are saying that they are going to service debt, it will just come from the other money which they are going to borrow. So they want just to to sugarcoat us or to apply butter on our faces, saying we are servicing debt, yet they are borrowing to pay debt. That is not how a country is supposed to be run. However, the people of Zambia have a chance once again to look at the leadership that is in this country, to look at which people can be able to deliver, to look at which political party as the greatest manifesto. We have told the public that once we come into office, what we are going to do, the first thing is we are going to industrialize the nation. We are going to make sure that there are industries in this country. Let it be in this country. Lusaka province will have its own industry. Copper belt, simple copper belt the way it is. They have been producing copper. Copper was discovered there in 1895. In 1895, the people were white who colonized us. They benefited from that copper. In 1964, we got independence. After getting that independence, the copper we are talking about can't even do anything to the people of Copper Belt. They can't even say, oh, since you are a Copper Belt habitant, what you are going to do is the money that we have been getting from copper, let us create a simple industry which can absorb the unemployed people in this province. Nothing has been going on of that kind. When Democratic Party comes into power, what you are going to look at is our industries. We have explained to them. The people from the PF, my brother is talking about the things that have been constructed here and there. The question should be, who are constructing those things? Those people are Chinese. Where are the youths? If my brother is also testifying to say PF has come up with education, which is talking about development, why aren't the people from UNZA, from CBU, from Mukuwa University are leading in this construction processes that are going on of developments? This road which my brother was talking about here was constructed by a Chinese. He's not going to argue with that fact. The development or the infrastructures in this nation were being undertaken by the Chinese. But why is it that we have education in this country? We have got engineers from CBU. We have got engineers from UNZA. Why can't these people come forward and say, no, I'm the one who is going to be constructing here. I'm the one who is going to do that. So education which cannot result into action is useless.
Okay.
We need to have at least a training center where people will be trained on how they can be able to do these roads. When you go in these mines, the people who are managers there, the people who are bosses, are actually foreigners. Okay. Foreigners who are not even Zambians. The people from the PF who have told us from the beginning to say they are going to create more jobs for the Chinese and the foreigners instead of Zambians. Okay. Because as I'm talking today, the Chinese people are more employed than the Zambian people. The youth from the streets, the only order of the day we are seeing is abusing drugs. They are doing that because they are frustrated. The only way they cannot be frustrated is by keeping them busy, sending them in these industries that you are going to create when you come into power. Thereafter, when they come in, the time they were supposed to be spending, smoking, taking what they are taking, that time will be used to develop this nation. That time will be used for us to make sure that we are exporting more than we are importing. Look, if you can get fuel, even my brother, the clothes he's putting on, the clothes I'm putting on, they are coming from South Africa. Sure. They are coming from Malawi. Malawi, Congo, Mkamba, to Aleva Seka, but the longer to Akulevanga. Why is it like that? They were seen a country which was assembling vehicles in Livingston, but today there is nothing, absolutely nothing. So Zambia has chance with our able president, Mr. Hadi Kalaba, and Democratic Party. And come 2021, we are going to carry the day. Okay. I thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lazarus. Mr. Dominic Kabili, your last remarks. We have under less than 2 minutes to go.
My last remarks are: number one, Tatukwete, opposition. If you remove the tagline corruption, the opposition will have nothing to talk about. That's number one.
It should be in line with development in the lens of the youth.
So as we development in the lens of the youth. There are programs. If there's something that is well meaningful for the Zambians or for us as a country, let everybody play their role, their honest role. Surely, I'm sitting here next to this NDC brother.
Under a minute.
Democratic Party gentleman of mine, and he's denouncing the empowerment schemes, which he has not even tried. I've never even heard, not even any of their leaders come up and say, go this side or teach people how to grow something. No, they are not.
Okay.
All they are doing is pointing fingers. But otherwise, on education, the government today has done tremendous work. And I think Mr. Moses talked about my idea. I am very proud of this idea and proud of the work that PF has done. Because in the education, before we entered into power, only about 8 to 10,000 people were helped to universities. But in our tenure, 30,000. And this year alone, 6,143 students that applied for loans were assisted by the government, and we targeted those that are less privileged. We are doing a very tremendous work on education, and I also ask the people out there, if you're a youth, please register your cooperative and go and get empowered so that you can employ somebody.
Okay.
These are for you, for
we
us
have come
Zambians.
to the very end of our perspective. The youth of a country determine the future of a country. This has been our perspective. Do join us next week for another exciting topic. It was a bit heated in here, but thank you so much for staying with us. Good day.
How many people even here in Zambia are just earlier on today, I was actually trying to traffic this country is